Before we return to the live situation after the accident that's occurred here at Phoenix, here's a brief report on another notable achievement in motor racing that occurred this week. This was Buddy Baker, a top NASCAR stock car driver, on Tuesday of this week at the new 2.66-mile Alabama International Speedway in Talladega, Alabama. During runs conducted for transmission testing, Buddy became the first man in history to break the 200-mile-per-hour barrier on a closed race course, and you're watching him do it here in his winged Dodge stock racing car. At full speed right now, flat out at Talladega. The Talladega is an ultra-fast track, the fastest in the world, as a matter of fact, and on this run, Baker averaged 200.096 miles an hour. And incidentally, ABC will be televising the Alabama 500 from Talladega live on Sunday, April 12th, with the local area down there blacked out, of course. Out of turn 3 and on the high banking going into turn 4. Part of the reason for the high speeds at Talladega, of course, is the exceptionally high banking, which is 33 degrees. Buddy Baker achieved this awesome lap after several warm-up tours of the course, and afterwards he came back out again and did even better, 200.447, and there he is in the home stretch. Buddy Baker at 200. After the run, Roger Baer, the Speedway's public relations director, asked Buddy how it felt to be the first man to break the 200-mile-per-hour barrier.
Gosh, it's the most wonderful feeling I've had in a long, long time. There's something that nobody can ever take away from you, being the first guy to run 200 miles an hour on a closed course circuit, and gosh, I'm just tickled to death.
Buddy, the racetrack is different than most other racetracks in the world in that it's banked 33 degrees, 5 stories high are the banking, and it's 2 2/3 miles around. That's bigger than any closed course that you run wide open like this.
Well, believe me, when you're running 200, it feels just like it's flat because it takes every bit of the banking to run this speed, and we're just tickled to death to be able to come down here and break the record. Thank you.
They are under caution. Baker is streaking around to win this race, and even under caution, it will be the fastest race in history. Here he is coming out of turn number 4, and after all those years of effort, all those heartbreaks, the 1980 Daytona 500 waving like mad as he crosses the line. Buddy Baker has done it, but not without a heart stopper just at the finish as the caution came out. Buddy Baker has pulled it off. 200 laps completed, waiting for the time. Even under caution, they will have shattered, smashed every record there was to be had. Directly across us on the start-finish line, the Rainier Racing crew, ecstatic over their win. How about this? The speed, ladies and gentlemen, is a new world record for 500 miles. Faster than Indianapolis, faster than Talladega. Daytona today, 177,602 miles per hour. 177,602. A happy crew awaiting Buddy Baker, waving all the way around the racetrack. How long he has waited to do that.
And just 5 pits away, the Wood brothers still waiting for their car to come around. Has that dropped Neil Bonnet from 3rd to 4th?
There is car number 17 trying to help number 21 to the line. Number 17 trying to push
That's
number
Don
20.
Whittington.
How about Tiny Lund? Now, there was a guy everybody's got stories about. Baker, Tiny Lund.
Right here in this
Right.
very town. You guys remember when we had the cheetah as the mascot for the Charlotte Motor Speedway? Well, they started taking that thing around the area, and to each racetrack, and they had this big old cheetah. And he's real friendly, somewhat, till you turned your back, and he'd knock the seat out of your britches in about 2 seconds. And for some reason, Tiny thought it would be clever to put this cat in my bedroom and leave it. So I come in, I've been out with the racing group, and we got in kind of late, and I didn't even worry about turning the lights on. Got my clothes off, pulled the sheet up to my ear like that, and I heard this. What? No. So I just clicked the light on, and this cat was directly in my face. Well, with that, I removed the door to the hallway on my hands and knees. I never even stood up. I just run head on into the door, crashed my head in, got the door. Down the hall I went, and everybody was running because I was running, and I thought they were running because the cat was after me. So I went to the length of the hall, and of course there's Tiny up there with a big cat laughing itself to death, and me in my birthday suit at the far end of the... That was embarrassing enough, just that, but putting that cat in my room in the middle of the night like that was Tiny Lund special. You know something
Does
about
anybody
it?
remember an alligator story?
Oh, wait.
Oh, I can tell an alligator story. Buddy and I were at Santee Cooper. Tiny owned a fish camp down on Santee Cooper Reservoir. Buddy and I had gone down there to fish with him one August, fish for schooling stripers. There was a little canal led out from Tiny's camp out to the main body of water, which is Lake Moultrie. And we were going motoring out real easily, real slowly to the big lake. And Buddy looked around and said, my goodness, there's an alligator there on the bank. I said, I didn't know there were alligators at Santee Cooper. There was a little alligator about 2 feet long, 2 or 3 feet long. And Tiny knew immediately he had something going with Baker, who is afraid of any creature that doesn't have any shoulders. So Tiny said, Buddy, there are man-eaters in Santee Cooper. And Buddy shuddered, you know, he got cold chills. We went on out there, and we'd had a few beverages that was so hot and everything. So the day wore on, waiting for the fish to hit. And so Buddy started complaining about the heat, humidity, and Tiny said, well, strip down your skivvies and jump in, take a swim, cool off. Well, Buddy apparently had forgotten about the alligator, the man-eating alligator in Lake Moultrie, which was a lie, of course. And so he slips it over the side of the boat to take a dip. Well, I turned around to say to Tiny, I can't believe he got in that water, and Tiny was gone. He wasn't there. So Buddy comes up, shakes his head, man, this is refreshing. Under he goes. He comes back up, throw me a line. Under he goes. About that time, Tiny couldn't hold his breath any longer, and he surfaced and came up, and I said, Buddy, why didn't you just swim to the boat? He said, when you think an alligator's got your manhood, you go where the alligator wants.
I can still hear.
Buddy says I didn't tell the rest of the story. I never have, but I'll let Buddy tell the rest of the
Well, I
story.
can tell you, anybody knows Tiny knows that he really had a great time with people there. As he grabbed me where you're not supposed to grab people, the first thing was not on alligators. I thought one had me, but I was really concerned about everything else. Under all this, I'm trying to keep up with whatever has me, and I hear this. But I left him out there for a while. I got to the boat paddle before he could get back in the boat, and I made him really appreciate getting back into that boat, because every time he come up,
I thought Buddy was going to decapitate him when he was swinging the boat paddle like that. And finally, I told him, I said, my God, Buddy, they'll charge you with manslaughter if he drowns because he can't tread water any longer. He finally let him back in the boat.
I'm sure most of you know the story about Tiny and I years ago in Atlanta, but I'm going to tell it again. Tiny was a mountain of a man, you know, just tremendous man and strong as a bull. And it was in our early days of racing, and Tiny and I were staying at the same motel in Atlanta. Got home that afternoon, we went to the pool and got in the pool, and Tiny would just put his hand on you, you know, and you go down. Well, he almost drowned me. I couldn't touch the bottom. He'd stand on the bottom. He was just having fun, you know. He was following me around like a baby, you know, and so I said, Tiny, I said, you about to drown. I got to get some air, man. Oh, you know, he just push you back down. And anyway, finally got out of the pool and went to our rooms. And Tiny was in the shower, taking a shower. And I got me a trash can and filled it up with water and ice. Got it good and cold. I said, I'm going to get him back. So I sneaked in there, and I got up on top of the tub there where I could really get the thing over on Tiny, and I poured that ice water on down, and it almost scared him to death, really, when all that ice water hit him. Anyway, he came out of the shower in his birthday suit, I went out the door and he came out the door. It was still daylight. And right behind me through the parking lot we went. And I ran to the car, and the deck lid was up. I ran, turned around that car, and there was a little old lady there, must have been 80 years old, about 4 feet and a half tall. And when I went by, it startled her, and when she looked up, Tiny come sliding right up to her, you know. just right. Just in his birthday suit and all the time, says, "Pardon me, ma'am." And turned around and went back to the room. But he was always pulling something.
David, you got one? I know one on Tiny. Well, it's not on Tiny. Really, it's on me. We was racing up there at Hickory one time, and I was come up behind Tiny, and in fact, I believe I was laughing him. I was leading the race at that time, and he wouldn't get over. I kept bumping and you know, and trying to get by, and he stuck that old big arm out the window and shook his fist at me, you know. I said, well, now, if I don't hit him now, he's going to think I'm scared of him, you know. So we went down and won. I hit him and spun him out, you know. So went on. I would have to win the race. And after the race, here he comes. Somebody gave him a cherry pie. He was eating it. He walked up to me. He said, look at him. He said, why'd you spin me out? I said, well, you know why I spun you out, you know. I said, if you hadn't stuck that fist out the window and shook it at me, I wouldn't have spun you out, you know. And he said, well, that's all right, and he patted me on the shoulder and had that pie, and bam! Got that pie and just curved in my face with that cherry pie. I couldn't do nothing but laugh, you know. Of course, I wasn't about to hit him no way. You know? But he really enjoyed that. He really did. That done him more good to hit me in the face with that pie than it did to win a race.
Me.
New York.
Yeah. Yeah, up in Jersey, you know. Do you want to know what we do in Boston? No, not really.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Mm-hmm. Makes no difference.
It's sad when all you know are the dirty words and don't know the real words.
Just told me that someone loves you.
See, I can't sing with them. That was before my time.
Yeah.
Everybody wants my buddy sometime.
He was still getting through the 6th grade.
That's it.
For the 5th time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Uh-oh, we're going to get some assistance. I hear music in the background and dancing baby.
That's Andre Castellanos on the orchestra with Little Coquette. A one, a two.
Julius La Rosa. Oh, no. Dun, 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 dun. Did you ride the octopus again? Yo.
Polka, polka, polka.
A three. Uh-oh, we can't go there.
The satellites are up.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Everybody
something. Well, let's get serious, guys. Here we go for the wonderful Grand National race today from Milwaukee. Magic Mile, home of the graveyard of the elephant in turn 1.
Miss Lottie will be riding the Greyhound.
So many fabled stars have run on this wonderful mile. The Who's Who.
Miss Lottie will be arriving on the Greyhound tonight at 10 o'clock. I will be there to meet her.
Only on the Greyhound. Does not ride the trailways.
Wow.
Ooh-ha. Well, they're probably going, wait till they get up here. We're going to kick.
Now here's Sonny Bland.
Are they like this every week?
It's the altitude.
The altitude, okay.
Isn't this Pikes Peak? What happened to the mountains? Where'd they go?
Larry just made an adjustment. The booth goes wild.
Well, I was
Right here's one of the
I
best.
wanted Buddy to tell about his crash at, I think it was Smoky Mountain Speedway. Since we're
Don Neyman's place.
Yeah.
Great story.
That thing's been in every newspaper and just about everything, but it actually happened. I blew a right front tire at the old Smoky Mountain Raceway, went head on into the wall, and I broke about 4 or 5 ribs on the right-hand side there. And they sent a guy out there about the size of, about 145 pounds to get hold of me, and I weighed 225 pounds then. And first off, he got me by the head and tried to take me out of the car. And then they brought this little gurney out there with these little small wheels on them, and the thing was 6 foot tall, and they had an old Pontiac ambulance there. And this guy finally gets some help, and they get me on there. Well, they put the straps on me, and they carry me over to this old Pontiac. I can still remember seeing that Indian on, it looked like it was on fire, had that big red face on it there. And I'm going, man, I'm hurt. I'm really hurt. And they put me up in the back of that thing, and here goes this ambulance, wadding round the corner, and I go, golly, I don't think I run this fast tonight. So down to the back straightaway, he stops like so, and they have to open the gate, and you have to leave from the back straightaway. Well, I'm laying there like this, and I'm going, oh, man. And about that time, this guy hit the accelerator, the back door flew open. They didn't tighten the wheels up on the thing. I shoot out in front. He hadn't put a red flag out, so people are coming out of the pit. And I'm going round and round down the racetrack like that. And I see these cars going whoo, whoo, whoo on both sides, and I went, I got to do something. I got to do something. And I got one arm out of the straps like that, and I started doing like that. Well, I went down, hit in the red mud on the inside of the racetrack, and this gurney goes end over end down there. And the little guy come up there, and he said, are you hurt? And I said, no, I'm dead. All you got to do is just cover me up here. Well, we went on in, and that was the first time I had anything to do with Don Neyman. He would later on become the president of Talladega Motor Speedway, and I'm telling you, I thought I was going to die right there. If I hadn't got my arm out, I know Joe Fazan would hit me head on, because he was coming right down the back straightaway, and I got my arm out and started doing that, and that got his attention. He said he didn't know what it was. He thought it was a hood going down there.